Good day, and I love you. Welcome to the Daily Dose, your daily dose of well-being for June 28th, 2018. This is the happiest day of my life. I decided it's going to be so. I hope it is the same for you. Today we're going to talk about setting the clock to let shit go, and I'm going to tell you a story. So, when I was early in recovery, I wasn't officially recovering. I was like 1 foot in the door, if you know what I mean, and 1 foot out the door. And I was invited to a pampered chef party by a woman in my program of recovery, which was totally not my thing. In fact, that crap made me nervous because I've never really been a hen. I was usually the chick that's like outside playing ball, smoking cigars versus talking about crock pots and doing pampered chef parties, you know. So I was really out of my element. I was really uncomfortable. My girls were young. I have twins that are in college now. My girls were young. I hope you can hear me over the music. This is the coolest spot I could find today because it's really, really hot, so I can't go on the beach. So I want to make the video here. So I'll talk loud and hope you hear me. So the deal was the man that I was dating at the time, he was going to take one girl to the birthday party she was supposed to go to, and I was going to take the other twin with me. And we were kind of in a time crunch. I had to hurry up and take a shower and get to this thing, and I was feeling a lot of pressure to be on time because these were people in my program of recovery, so I was really concerned with doing the next right thing to the best of my ability. So I stress this because there was a lot of stress on the situation. I feel like there was a lot of stress for me to do the right thing, to show up in my best capacity, right? So he decides that she has to finish eating first. He's not going to take her to the birthday party she needs to go to. He's not gonna put the car seat in his car. He doesn't want to put the car seat in his car because he thinks the car seat will mess up the car. And I'm like, well, she is young and she is required by law to ride in a car seat, and it's not safe to take her without a car seat. And he's like, well, it's a short distance, we can just, you know, go there, I'll just belt her. I was like, no, you won't. She'll ride in the car seat or you won't drive her. So I was like, you know what, forget it, just forget it. And I was furious. I was like, I'll take her and I'll go to my thing and I just won't take a damn shower, whatever. I remember being furious. So I take my one child to the birthday party she's going to, and I take the other one with me, and we show up at the pampered chef party, and I come in and I am fuming. And my mentor there says to me, you know, what's going on? So I tell her, and she's like, oh, so you have yourself a justified resentment. She said, well, first of all, congratulations on making a grown-up decision, doing the right thing for you and your family. Good for you. I'm proud of you. Now, you have a justified resentment on your hands. You did the right thing. He was wrong. He was the jerk. Okay. We got that. Now, how long are you going to be mad about this? Because now it's no longer about him, it's about you. And I was like, did you hear what I said? Did you hear what happened? She's like, yeah, I heard you. He was wrong. He was a jerk. You have yourself a justified resentment. I ask you again, how long are you going to work on this before we let it go? And I was like, so indignant, so angry. She's not hearing me. And I was like, 20 minutes. She goes, okay then, let's go. So I was like, just like a kid, I'll sit and I'll stew just to spite you. So I spouted off everything I could think of about how angry I was and what a jerk he was and how right I was for I don't know how many minutes. It got old after a while, you know, but I hung in there for at least quite a few. And then, you know, the 20 came around and she came back to me and she said, are you ready to let it go now? And I was like, fine. She goes, now that's it. That's it for it today. And I was like, fine. And I made the decision to let it go. I made the decision to no longer focus on what had been done wrong to me and mine for that day. And as I remember, I very much enjoyed the party. I very much enjoyed my day. I was useful for the remainder of my day. This was the first time I was taught to set a clock, a time limit, to let shit go. I use this over and over and over again in my life. What a useful tool, because there are always situations and relationships and people that are stressors. Some of them I could probably alleviate altogether by no longer thinking about them and energetically spending or investing. Some of them I do have to entertain. Some of these relationships and dynamics in my life, I do have to, you know, if you have a issue with your roommate, well, you got to see your roommate. But I don't have to spend every waking minute letting myself obsess and whirl and twirl about the wrongness in my life. So often, if I have something that's plaguing me or I'm really struggling with, I set a clock and then I let shit go. I decide how long that day I'm going to concern myself with it, and then I let it go. Now, if it's something that's ongoing, then I will book a time to pick it back up. So maybe on next Friday, I'll entertain the shit for a half hour. And I'll schedule that appointment just like I would anything else. And when I learn to conscientiously and mindfully govern my heart space and my head space, I get to choose where I spend my energetic, emotional, physical, financial currency. I get to choose how I show up in my life. So today, as Mars is retrograde, and we in the season for change, brothers and sisters, I invite you to set a clock to let shit go if you got something on your plate that's not working in your highest, and then step back in to the flow and realize that in any given second, we're right where we need to be, doing exactly what we're supposed to be doing. And we do better if we tune in. Our card for the day is, oh my gosh, talk about synchronicity. Energy flows where my intention goes. That's validation and then some. I love you so much. Thanks for joining me today, and I will see you tomorrow.